Hi there, everybody. It's meteorologist Terry Swails here on tswails.com, and this is your Wednesday weather briefing. And the big 4th of July holiday is coming up here in a couple of days, and I'm looking at the actual temperature anomaly that is forecast for the 4th of July. You can see all those green colors there through Iowa, Missouri, and into Illinois. Outside of that, a lot of blue. That's where temperatures should be 5 to maybe as much as 15 degrees below what's typical. And typical this time of year is mid 80s, and so it looks to me like there's going to be a lot of locations that hold in the mid 70s for the 4th of July, but by that time we should be into plenty of sunshine and we'll have some very dry humidity levels, and all things considered should be some very beautiful weather, but really not the warm stuff you would typically expect to see at this time of year. And here's what's driving all of this. The storm track. Look what has happened here. We've got a big buckle in the jet stream. That disturbance that came through Monday and brought us all the rain and the severe weather has brought the jet stream in sharply from the northwest, and that's delivering a shot of cool July air to the Midwest. And within the cool air is a lot of instability, and you can see the clouds associated with that are covering up parts of Iowa and Wisconsin, northern Illinois, southeastern Minnesota. A little tighter view of that indicates the speckled nature of the clouds there. You can almost see there are little bumps to them. That's the instability. And there's going to be plenty of that today, especially with the afternoon heating, which there won't be much of, but that'll drive more instability and keep these clouds pretty thick around here. And eventually, we should see some showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms pop up this afternoon. Now, these are not going to produce much in the way of rainfall, but the temperatures, because of the clouds and showers, are going to have a very difficult time reaching out of the mid or upper 60s this afternoon. The all-time coolest high temperature in the Quad Cities for today is 70 degrees, and I do think we might come in just a little bit below that. So record cold high temperatures are expected around the region this afternoon. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Here's a look at some of the highs that we're anticipating, and you can see late today readings in the Quad Cities only around 65, 66 degrees. There may be an hour or two in there where we creep a little bit warmer than that. But all things considered, temperatures in the 60s are pretty unusual and hard to get during the month of July. And then tonight, as the skies clear out a little bit to the northwest of us, look what's going on in northeastern Iowa and up into Wisconsin. The low temperatures of that way are expected to fall back into the mid and upper 40s, way below the seasonal norms. And so that cool air looks like it's going to lock in and be around then right on through the rest of the week. But here we're looking at the storm track on Sunday. And notice how the jet is starting to flatten out a little bit and move back to the north. That means the cold air is starting to retreat. And with the west to southwest flow beginning to develop aloft, that'll start pulling back some warmer air. And here's the temperature anomalies as we get towards Sunday evening. And you don't see those greens and blues anymore, oranges and reds coming back into the Midwest, and that'll get the temperatures well into the 80s, and looks like they'll stay there into early next week. And eventually we'll start to get some moisture to return to the Midwest, and showers and thunderstorms should once again become active as we get towards the second half of the holiday weekend and probably into early next week. What you're looking at here is the rainfall prediction from the Weather Prediction Center. And it does have a pretty good swath of 1 to 2 inch rains, once again covering a lot of Iowa and through northern Illinois. So I do think things are going to get a little wet around here once again, but that's not really going to happen too much in the short term. Just some very light scattered showers around later on today. And speaking of wet weather, this is the 45-day forecast from the U.S. Long Range Forecast Model, the CFSV2. And you can see over the next 45 days, it's showing 8 to 9 inches of rain across much of Iowa, into northern Illinois, and perhaps southwestern Wisconsin. So if this model is onto the right track, it certainly is indicating the wet pattern is going to continue. And I would fully expect, with our saturated soils around here and additional clouds and rain, that this 45-day period would be cooler than normal, and that's exactly what the model is showing here. You can see temperatures running well below normal across the northern tier of the United States and back into the Midwest and the Central Plain states. That's all due to clouds and precipitation, which we think there should be plenty of in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So to kind of summarize it there, that's your summer in a nutshell, wet and below normal temperature-wise through much of the Midwest. Anyway, we shall see how that works out. Meantime, that's your weather briefing for this Wednesday. Have yourself a terrific day. Thanks for visiting tswails.com. And as always, roll weather.